Welcome back to Endless Optimism, your endless source of optimism. My name is Fiona Spreadborough, and today we'll be talking about the 6 hardest animals to cage. Number 1. Coyote. All attempts to domesticate the coyote have failed because they naturally avoid humans. Human breeders are also wary of these animals because they can be infected with dangerous diseases like rabies and tularemia. However, some breeders have braved these risks and tried to domesticate the coyote. One common method is to crossbreed a male coyote with a female dog. While the resultant hybrid is less aggressive towards humans, it is not a true coyote. Another method is to take young wild coyotes from their mothers and train them into adulthood. Wild coyotes become less wary of humans after about 3 generations, but they are not domestic animals. Several attempts to domesticate a coyote have ended with coyotes attacking the breeder. Number 2. Hippopotamus. Humans have wisely stayed away from the hippopotamus, one of the world's deadliest animals. More people are killed by hippos every year than lions, elephants, leopards, buffalo, and rhinoceroses combined. Any meeting between a human and a hippo will most likely end up badly for the human. Hippopotamuses have large teeth and are unbelievably fast. Nevertheless, there have been independent attempts to domesticate the hippo. As expected, those efforts ended badly. In 2011, Marius Ellis, a South African farmer, an army officer, was killed by a 5-year-old hippo he was trying to domesticate. Ellis called the hippo Humphrey and considered it a pet. He often took Humphrey swimming and once rode on it, saying that the animal was like a son to him. Humphrey did not consider Ellis a father because it killed him in the same river they used to swim. Before killing Ellis, Humphrey was already a known local terror in the area in which they lived. The hippo once chased a man and his grandson up a tree after they canoed on the river that ran through Ellis' farm. Humphrey was also infamous for killing calves and chasing golfers at a nearby golf course. Number 3. Bonobos. Bonobos are unique in this list because they are not wild animals. They are domestic animals, even though humans did not domesticate them. Bonobos domesticated themselves. Scientists are not sure how this happened, but they think it began to occur about 2 million years ago, when the Congo River formed in Africa. This event separated the ancestors of the bonobos and the chimpanzees that lived there. The north of the river's primates evolved to become bigger and more aggressive because they competed with the bigger gorillas. On the other side of the river were the primates that would become the bonobos. They had more than enough food to eat, and there were no gorillas either. Their females became picky and decided which males they wanted to mate with. Aggressive males died out because the females preferred gentler males. Number 4. Elephants. Asian elephants are not considered domestic animals, even though they have been captured and trained for over 3,000 years. Rather, they are classified as tame or wild animals. Captured and trained Asian elephants are not considered domestic animals because they are not selectively bred. Selective breeding means that humans will select the offspring to breed based on certain favourable traits. To be domesticated, they would need to be selectively bred for up to 12 generations. By the 12th generation, they should be genetically distinct from their wild ancestors and considered domestic. In general, captured Asian elephants are not selectively bred. only a few were selectively bred past the second generation. This makes them wild animals. They only allow humans to ride them because they have been trained. Nevertheless, they are just like wild animals, which makes them unpredictable. Number 5, foxes. Foxes are difficult to domesticate because of their unbelievable stubbornness. Russian geneticist Dmitry K. Belyaev sought to change this in the 1950s when he started a project to domesticate the silver-black fox. Silver-black foxes are red foxes affected with melanism, which is the opposite to albinism and makes affected animals appear black. 4 generations later, the foxes were displaying dog-like behaviours. They developed a fondness for people, wagged their tails and licked their breeders. 50 generations later, they are barking, responding to humans, and understanding gestures. They also make noises that are distinct from wild foxes. The project is ongoing and is considered successful. However, the foxes are tamed but not domesticated. Number 6, raccoons. Despite their cute looks, raccoons are aggressive and destructive. They are naturally curious, like moving around, and quickly become destructive when confined to an area. They usually need to be constantly monitored and bite when hungry or angry. Bites can turn fatal because they can affect humans with rabies. As raccoons can use their hands like humans, they will usually attempt to open anything they lay their hands on. They are experts at escaping. This is a major reason why domestication attempts have failed. Besides, they like being alone and are not social animals and are not loyal to humans. Number 7, moose. Moose are very smart creatures and will usually avoid the war front. When they did go near the battlefield, they fled the moment another moose was killed. Other attempts to use them as meat were unsuccessful. They would refuse to go to the slaughterhouse when they realised that the moose taken there earlier did not return. Despite these challenges, there is an ongoing moose domestication project at Kostroma Elk Farm in Kostroma, Russia, which started in the 1930s when Joseph Stalin decided to set up a moose cavalry, but it failed. Nikita Khrushchev reviewed it when he attempted to domesticate moose for meat. This also failed, and several moose farms shut down. Hurrah! If you have any awesome animal footage you would like to share with us, email us with the email in the description below, and we might put you in our next video. We'll see you in our next video.